Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. I have spent the last couple days down here in the wood yard rearranging, re-floor planning, moving the equipment around, and I did that off camera for two reasons. One, you guys have seen me moving equipment way too much in the last couple months. I think we've rearranged and re-floor planned probably 2 or 3 times. And the other reason is because we started to get the spring thaw to the point where everything was just muddy. I mean, I was mucking around down here in probably 3 to 4 inches worth of mud, sometimes deeper than that. And so it was pretty frustrating. A few choice words were spoken while I was moving equipment down here. So it was just easier to do it without the cameras, but I've got it all set up and I wanted to show you the new floor plan down here that I think is going to work for a long time. So as I said, the whole goal was to get the Eastonmade EVO completely in underneath the canopy here. And I moved the Japa barrel cleaner off of the 37D and onto the EVO because I'm likely going to be making a lot more wood with the EVO than I am with the 37D. The 37D is going to be reserved for, you know, particularly crooked or knotty, or basically my first choice is I'm going to run anything that I can through the EVO, and if I can't run it through the EVO, then I will fall back and default on the 37D and the Eastonmade axis. So I've got the barrel screener on a 90-degree angle that's going to tumble the wood into the dump trailer here. I am set up for stacking with baskets right there. The Eastonmade 37D, I put the grizzly bars back on there, and as you can tell, I got those painted finally. I know neighbor Doug and Elliot had a side bet going on whether I was ever going to actually get around to painting those or if I was just going to leave them to rust. So we slid the 37D down one more bay from where it was, moved the Eastonmade axis down one more bay from where it was, and now we've got a nice opening in this last bay that we can throw some baskets of wood in here. But you might be saying to yourself, Adam, it looks pretty crowded inside the building now. How are you planning on getting baskets in and out? How are you planning on moving things around? Well, we've got a new piece of equipment I want to show you, and you can see it sitting right over here. We finally got a mini skid. This has been on my list for a while now. This is the Baumalight TRL 630D. And, you know, we've got the tractor with pallet forks that will lift a lot more, and it'll lift it more comfortably because it's a bigger, heavier machine. The lift capacity on that tractor is like 2,700 pounds. The lift capacity on this tractor is somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 pounds. But where this thing comes in handy is maneuvering in tight spaces in and around the building here. So that is why I wanted something like this. Plus, if and when we get set up to do firewood deliveries with these baskets, I can take this machine with me, throw the baskets onto a trailer, and then deliver the basket right into somebody's garage and put it exactly where they want it. So we're going to be doing a lot more with this machine in the future, but that is the main reason I wanted it, was for maneuverability inside the building and for taking firewood deliveries out on a trailer and placing them exactly where the customer wants them. The third and final reason something like this makes sense for us is just the ease of on and off. I can't tell you how often I am switching attachments or hooking up a trailer or a pintle hitch or something like that, and to just hop off the back of this and go do whatever you got to do on the front end, get back on and move. It just makes things go a lot quicker. So anyway, with all of that said, what I want to get done today is test this new floor plan here. And I got to see if the barrel screener is in the right place, that the wood's going to fall in off the end of the conveyor, if I have that slope on the barrel cleaner set up just right so that, you know, the wood will stay in there long enough to tumble all of the scrap out of it. Now, normally I would be loading the deck of the Eastonmade EVO with my excavator. However, I came down here this morning to start up the excavator and my little computer screen will not turn on. So I don't know if a wire got chewed through by a rodent or something like that, but I have a passcode on the excavator so that I can start it. And with the screen not able to turn on, I can't enter that passcode to get it started. So I've got to get that looked at. So for today, we're going to be back to the way we used to do things, which is going to be the grapple and the tractor to load the deck of the Eastonmade EVO here. Today's video is sponsored by Good Chop. Good Chop offers fully customizable boxes of high quality proteins delivered right to your door on your schedule. The products are vacuum sealed and flash frozen at peak freshness so you can stock your freezer and cook when and how you want. Convenience at its best. Good Chop offers an outstanding variety. There's something for everybody. You can choose from over 80 different cuts, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, USDA prime filet mignon, wild-caught salmon, free-range and organic chicken breast, chicken wings, pork tenderloin, thick-cut bacon, just to name a few. Good Chop sources its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. By supporting Good Chop, you are indirectly supporting American farms and independent ranchers all across the U.S. Good Shop also offers a 100% money back guarantee. That's how confident they are in the quality of the meat and seafood that they're sending out the door. Love Good Shop or you get your money back. It's that easy. Lana and I have had a couple of meals out of our Good Shop box already, and we absolutely love it and think you will too. Go to goodshop.com/YouTube and use promo code hometown130 or use the link in the description to get $130 off across your first 4 boxes. All right, first day running the wood yard in its new floor plan, and boy do I have a lot to say. First thing I want to talk about the barrel screener from Japa and Metza Machines. I think we have this thing dialed in perfectly right now. So when we first set this up, we had a 6-degree slope on it, and that was just too much. The wood was just flying through the barrel and not actually staying in there long enough to tumble and filter out the scrap. Then we adjusted it to a 3-degree slope, and that was a big improvement, but it was still going through just a little bit quick. And when I moved it and set it up this time, I put on there, last time I was reading it, it was showing a 2-degree slope. Now it's showing a 3-degree, but this worked. How I have it set up right now worked really, really well. You can see we are getting a ton of bigger stuff out of there. I mean, this is, normally it would have filtered out stuff like this, but how we had it set up before, we were never getting stuff out like this. So it is working absolutely perfect. And if we look at what is left in the dump trailer, I had my dad here stacking wood while I was coming off, and I've got the dump trailer here sloped down, so he was just sitting here stacking as I was running the machine, and we made 2.5 baskets, and this is all that is left. And actually there's still a couple pieces of firewood in here just because I didn't bring a new basket over, but the stuff that is left behind is like bigger, chunkier stuff, right? There's no fines left in here. We have that thing dialed in perfectly. Now, as far as the Eastonmade EVO goes, I got something to say. So normally when we get a piece of equipment to demo here on the channel, no matter how much I like it, usually I try to temper my emotions and reactions when I'm talking to you guys in the videos, because I don't want to get too excited about something, because that can come across as disingenuous or salesy, and that's the last thing I want to do. However, this EVO here is the exception to the rule. I am blown away by this thing. Now, you got to take my opinion with a grain of salt and kind of know where I'm coming from. I am a chainsaw and log splitter kind of guy. We had the Japa Firewood processor here, which is a smaller, even more entry-level processor than this, that maxes out at a 14-inch log. So you got to know where I'm coming from to get this opinion on this machine. But from where I stand, this is the perfect firewood processor. The 16-way wedge on there, it makes perfect splits. I mean, literally no resplitting at all. You can see this is everything that's left. There's no big chunks left in here. This is everything that we stacked off of that processor. Everything is perfect size, right? No resplitting at all. I can't imagine going back to doing firewood any other way. I have had 4 different people ask me if they could borrow this thing for a couple days to try it, because they might want to get one, and I've told them all the same thing. I said, you don't want to borrow this unless you have a way to pay for one, because if you borrow it, it's going to ruin making firewood any other way for you. If you borrow it and try it out, you're going to want one. Again, normally I try not to get too excited about demo equipment while it's here, but this is the exception to the rule. If you make and sell firewood, try one of these. And normally I don't say this. Normally I do not tell you to buy anything. I just like showing the equipment and letting the equipment speak for itself. But buy one of these. Do it. You will not regret it. This thing is incredible. And if and when this machine leaves here, I may be looking at buying one myself. That's how strongly I feel about it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.